Introducing new Moth Be Gone. Welcome back to WETT The Splash, the home of all your naughty little secrets.
We are live from the scene of the accident, and the death toll has climbed to a staggering rate.
Oh man, the other day I was sick as a dog.
Oh, yes, you were,
As
dude.
a dog, bro.
Like you're out for the count.
I felt like hiding somewhere, curling up, and literally just dying under a porch.
Do you
That's
think
how
you got
sick-
that strain of COVID that was going around? Did you
No.
hear about that shit?
No, I heard about that shit, but like at this point, like it's either all COVID or it's not. You know what I'm saying? I'm just it's-
Fair.
Like at this point, I'm looking at COVID the same way I'm looking at like the common cold. It's like you probably got that or the other. Like
Sure.
it's just normal now. Now that we're all like chill about it, it doesn't seem that bad. But
Chill about it, quote unquote. Okay.
yeah. But so I wasn't feeling very good, of course, and I had a cold sweat going, and I was just like, man, like I can't stop sweating, and like I'm shivering,
Right.
and like just nauseous, and I threw on my Back Nine Problems shirt.
Let's
And
go.
immediately it started to not only like wick the moisture away from the cold sweat,
Moisture wicking.
but it made
Four-way stretch.
it made me feel so confident that it was almost like the shirt was made out of like vitamin C,
Wow.
and then absorbed into my skin as I put it on. It's weird, you know.
That's quality.
I can't legally tell you folks that there's miracle healing powers
But there is.
behind Back Nine Problem shirts, but I can tell you this: when you're close to the green, don't skull it.
Ayo. Okay.
Oh.
All right.
Today's episode is brought to you by the Sculling It shirt, the my favorite Halloween special, the light blue,
Yes.
because it's always summer when you're golfing.
Oh, yeah.
But then the exact opposite tone being the sugar skulls.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
which is supposed to be, you know, like maybe dark.
They very much got like a retired, drug overlord, some kind of vibe. To
Yeah,
it, you
yeah,
know?
like just a Cuban murderer with a lot of money. That's
Yeah.
who wears
There
that
you
for
go.
sure.
Oh,
Like,
that's what I was fishing for.
he's
There
got
you go.
he's got cigar, white pants, you know what I'm saying, clean cut, beautiful fucking hair.
Mhm.
Goddamn beautiful
Whole
hair.
vibe, dude.
Just a
And
pistol.
you too can look like this
Yeah,
with
we
a
were-
Back Nine Problems t-shirt.
I'll tell you what, folks, nothing in this world looks better than a Desert Eagle coming out of the front of your pants against the smooth four-way stretching and moisture wicking modern fit
Yep.
of a Back Nine Problems
Yep.
polo.
Wrinkle free and breathable.
Back Nine Problems officially brought to you by Cuba. Now hit the Taco Bell.
Oh shit! The stream deck. Hold on. Hold
it's-
that, please.
it's worth it.
It'll be in the post.
It'll be in post. It'll be in
It'll be in post.
All right. So we did it. We're back, dude. All right. So it was Sunday morning,
Yeah.
right? Feeling good, ready for the day.
Word.
I'm old. You know, I'm talking about like 3 a.m.
Yeah, you start up early, right?
Right. So about 3 a.m. comes. I have probably my 8th or 9th apnea of the night that has woken me,
Jesus.
and I.
Oh, fucking God, bro.
Oh yeah, so you know, every time I have one of these like weird, horrible moments where I wake up in every hour or so,
Yes.
I always have to pee because that was my brain being
Right,
like, "Hey,
right.
dickhead, you're gonna die.
Wake
So,
the fuck up.
Wake up,
Yeah.
please." Yeah. So I mean, at least I have a built-in alarm clock for that one. But so it's about 3 a.m. So you know, like, I know I still got about an hour and a half of sleepy time ahead of me.
Right.
But I gotta pee, so I take a step off the bed, and I ballerina toe it, and I fucking roll my ankle.
Oh,
like
dude.
a fucking asshole.
No.
Like a fucking asshole, dude.
That
Like, dude,
sucks.
we're talking an hour and a half
Oh,
before I gotta
no.
get up for work. For the week.
At your hard labor
For the-
job. you
for
know.
the week.
yeah,
Like-
yeah.
Oh,
Your
man.
physical manual labor job.
Yeah, I immediately, like I feel it, I'm pissed, I go back to sleep for that hour, and then I wake up and I oh man, it took me I think 4 minutes to get from my room to the garage, and that's not a far walk. You know what I'm saying? I could have walked to a train station in the time it took me to get to my room. Like, that's how fucked up it was.
Yikes! That sounds like it hurt.
That hurt a
Sounds like
lot.
it hurt,
And I'm
yeah.
a big man, too.
Is it still fucked up? Or?
No.
That's good, that's
So,
good.
but I'm a big man.
Oh,
so,
excuse you.
Thank you. So
I don't know. That shouldn't.
I took Monday off, right? I'm like, I can't fucking walk. Like, there's no point in me doing this. And then, like a dickhead, I go in on work on Tuesday, and that just makes everything, nightmare level worse.
Yeah.
So now by the end of Tuesday, I got a hard limp, dude. Like, when I took my shoe off after work, I felt my heartbeat in my foot for like an hour.
Yep.
It took like 10 bowls of weed for that to go away.
No, yeah, dude. Damn.
But here's
That's
the problem.
a lot, dude.
Here's the problem, right? So my boss calls me Monday, like mid-afternoon, right? Trying to figure out the schedule, if I'm going to be there or not. And I've been high as fuck for like 12 hours now. Like,
because you just fucked.
Yeah, my brain is no longer processing much. I'm just kind
a
of
vegetable.
I'm watching YouTube videos, but not taking anything in.
Yeah. Oh, I hate it when that happens.
I was fried.
That's when you're doom scrolling.
Yeah,
When you
so-
go through shorts and shit,
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
even remember what you're watching.
Oh my god! So my
Nice.
boss calls and she's like, "How you doing? You think you're gonna be here tomorrow?" And I was like, boss, I feel fantastic. Honestly, like my foot feels really good. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't hurt at all. It doesn't really even look that swollen. Nope. I woke up Tuesday, took that
Mistake.
first step, and I was like,
Yep.
"Fucking asshole!
Yep.
God damn it, that
Yep.
hurts."
Mistake.
So I went to work anyway, and then Wednesday we had like a class, so I went to that.
Oh, good. Nice.
That was kind of cool, like break as well.
Word.
But
Oh, hell yeah.
still walking around like an asshole, and like, so I ended up taking Thursday and Friday off, and which was worth it because I realized I had bought this like fancy foot bath like a year ago, and I never opened it
Oh.
because it was when my toe was randomly exploding.
Right.
Some of the older listeners will remember this. My big toe used to every now and then just swell to twice its size.
Yeah.
And I'd be limping for like 3 weeks,
Yeah,
and then it'd go away.
Yeah.
And I got hella medical testing done, and they couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
And
I
then
bet you it was like a consistent break or sprain or something somewhere.
Yeah, because it's
You know?
gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. Like it hasn't happened
It
again.
wasn't like healing properly or
and,
something.
and I walk around almost exclusively in Crocs. So as far as like the good support, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I guess Crocs are good support. They're
Well, I
kind of
mean,
thick. They're clogs.
If you put them into 4-wheel drive, then it's pretty good.
Oh yeah. Well, I can go up and down stairs and that. I'll go up and down a ladder in 4-wheel.
Oh, every Crocs owner knows exactly what that is.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Anybody who doesn't own a Croc thinks we're fucking stupid.
Oh my dude, can we look up real quick? Can you hit Google real quick?
Yeah. Are you talking about the Patrick Star Crocs?
Yeah, can you?
Oh, baby.
Can you look up the Patrick Star Crocs, which your boy will own the day they drop?
Oh, baby.
I've never been a shoe guy,
yeah.
but the Patrick Star Crocs when they come out in spring are gonna be mine. Oh, dude!
Yeah.
On the back straps it says, "Is mayonnaise an instrument?"
You've been sold.
Dude.
Oh, it's sold, dude. That's hilarious.
Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a no. Okay, well, I was talking about doing. Oh, so no, I had bought that like fancy foot bath for my toe, but then that shit stopped happening. So
Yeah.
real quick for the Patrick Stars though. Now that we have these loaded up, fucking beautiful. It's got his pants around the rim. It's got the Patrick Star pink. He's got the little smiley face. If you can click over in the extra images there, you got Patrick Star Crocs charms.
Yep.
You got mayonnaise, and you've got his rock and mayonnaise.
Yep.
And then the inside is
on the
faces.
inside. Yep. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So and then one's an instrument, and the other one's is mayonnaise for the back
Perfect.
straps.
That's perfect, dude.
Yeah, I can't wait to drop those. I'm getting them all day. But
Thickness all lowercase,
All right.
10% off.
back on the story. Sorry.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That'd be so sick.
Please don't do that.
That'd be
Don't
so
get
sick.
mad.
Promo code all day.
Yeah.
So I forgot. I bought the fucking thing. My toe stopped happening. I never opened the box from Amazon, and I was just using it as almost like a side table to raise something else up.
Yeah, okay.
So
A little platform.
yeah, so I'm sitting there crippled, and I look over, and I'm like, I fucking bought that foot bath thing. I'm busting that bitch out.
Yeah.
Dude, it's collapsible. So like at first it looks kind of small, and then you push it up, and like it gets up to the top of my ankles.
Wow.
So it's pretty good. And
Wow.
then it's got a heater in it,
yeah.
and
Okay.
you set it to a temperature. Like
That's pretty nice.
I set it to 113 because it says anything higher will kill you.
What?
No, just scald you. But
Oh.
I should have brought the rule book with me. The manual, dude. The manual is so weird
Yeah.
because it's like there's a lot of do's and don'ts, and it's just a tub
Sure.
with a heater in it,
Sure.
a little heater element,
Yeah.
and then it's got the massagers and the red light
Ooh,
bubble
the little massage.
and the little micro bubbles thing. So
micro bubbles.
it turns it into like a jacuzzi.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
and that shit works like a fantastic. It made the swelling go down hella good and everything. But the instructions were like, you can't use it if you're pregnant or if you've had a stroke or if you've had a heart attack.
If you're pregnant.
I don't know. You also can't use it within 30 minutes of eating. And like,
That's weird. Wow.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I guess maybe because you think you'll just pass out. Like,
But it's on your feet.
it's on your feet. It's just warming up
Wouldn't
your
that be
feet.
a problem?
It's just warming up your
Everyone's
feet, dog.
falling asleep in the bathtub, and we never died in the bathtub.
Yeah, I fell asleep standing in the shower not that long ago. I think I brought that up on
Yeah,
the
why
show.
the fuck would that? I don't understand. That like my limited knowledge of science doesn't even compute of why that would be
Yeah.
a lethal scenario.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring that
Whatever.
shit with me.
Sure, yeah,
'cause
just for inspecting this thing.
I was like reading it, and just Bubbles was sitting next to me, and I'm just like, each rule, I'm like, what the fuck is this about? Like,
Yeah,
why
dude.
can't we use this while there's Wi-Fi going? Like, this doesn't have any
What?
Like,
What the fuck?
there's all sorts of fucking.
Yeah, you gotta
confusing-
turn off your internet. Make sure your washing machine's off. The refrigerator needs to be running at 50% at all times. Make sure your microwave is running at precisely 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
Yeah, no,
It's just like, what is happening?
nothing over 1,200 kilowatts. Your house will explode, and
Yeah, dude.
you're gonna get your government assets
Yeah, dude.
frozen.
That's wild.
So,
Anyways,
but it worked like a fucking charm, dude. So like, I was crippled, and I ended up just taking the week off because we're slow and like better to just rest it. And man, I had so much time to play PALWORLD.
oh word.
Can I tell? Oh man,
Word. This is the Power World segment.
for the listeners who are not a fan of the gaming talk, fast forward to next week.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
was gonna say this might be the whole rest of the episode right now.
dude, I've got some stuff to say about PALWORLD, and so do some other
Yeah,
people.
I'll pull up some stats too, real quick.
So do some
we
other
have a
people. Oh,
chance.
already 8 million copies sold.
Yeah, exactly.
We're talking 1 million a day.
Yeah, dude.
We're
Just
talking 1 million a day.
non-stop, bro. Non-stop, dude.
It's trying to hide under the
You said
guide.
8 million?
Yeah, 8
Yeah,
million.
yeah.
It's trying to hide under the guidelines of being satirical,
Yeah.
right? And then like in America, the satire laws are like ironclad. You can get away with a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that's why you can like have
Right.
shows like The Daily Show and late night talk shows that are satirical about like
Sure.
government and
Sure.
politics. So you can hide behind a lot for sure, but Nintendo released I think a statement either yesterday or the day before saying like we're not having this shit. Like,
So
they're very Japanese about it.
So I can literally like tell you everything because I haven't gotten deep into this shit too, and I had one way explained to me that makes really a lot of sense, and I think devalues a lot of this shit. I need to get some water because my mouth is clicky as fuck.
Okay.
And I'll come back with that in a second. And the other thing is that what they're talking about got DMCA'd. It was the Pokemon mod that somebody put in. So they
Ooh.
had a mod for the game, PC obviously,
Yeah.
right? Where you literally just turned all the pals into Pokemon, and then your character was literally the skin of Ash Ketchum.
Beautiful.
That got DMCA'd
Yeah.
for obvious reasons,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but I'll tell you in a moment because I need to get water really bad. But there is like a reason why there hasn't been any legal action whatsoever from Nintendo, and I'll
Yeah.
literally tell you why in just a second.
All right. Well, while he gets
Stand by.
water, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick secondary ad for Back 9 Problems. The way the shirts at Back 9 Problems make my skin feel, it's almost poetic. I'll tell you that. It's like Under Armour, but it doesn't hug you so tight that you look like a squashmallow. You know what I'm saying? Like it does a very good job of like hugging the shoulders and making you look like you can fucking carry around a boulder, but then being nice and like loose around the tummy. And I gotta give it to you, you bastards. I didn't see that coming. I did not when we signed up for this. I was like, golf merch. All right, why not? I like watching that one fella on the Instagram where he Snappy Gilmore where he just hucks him into space over and over again. So like we can get into that, why not? But then when I felt just the absolute beauty of those shirts, and then the The only thing that compares to how I feel passion level with these shirts is how the racists feel who wear their hats.
Wow.
That's the only other level of passion.
Wow. What did I come back to?
I
thought we were talking about PALWORLD.
Promo code thickness, all lowercase
What
letters.
the fuck, dude?
10% off hate or love.
Usually when you come back for those, when we had the artist formerly known as The Shine.
Yeah,
when
he would poop.
Right. Yeah. When he would come back in, there was always a little bit of context.
Yeah.
For him to understand. I don't know how the fuck he is. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I was talking about. I like how the shirts feel.
And that. Okay. Anyways, PALWORLD.
Yeah.
Yes.
So PALWORLD. So I dropped an article in the links there. They're talking about kind of Nintendo. They were super fucking Japanese. It's not that one. Scroll down a little bit. Yeah. They were super Japanese about it with the statement.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just I don't know how like professional as fuck. They basically said like we're gonna come inside of you, I promise, and we love you, Pokemon.
Oh yes, I saw this exact one. Yeah. So this is referring to the Pokemon mod specifically, not PALWORLD as a whole, right?
Yeah.
So that's great. That's great news for one, right?
Yeah.
The thing that I learned, so I had it just explained to me that makes it clear that I don't think Nintendo's going to take any legal action, nor can they, right? So, fair use is different in Japan versus us, right?
Okay.
Japan does not have any fair use laws whatsoever, right?
Nice.
So that makes sense why they can DMCA damn near anything across the planet because they don't have fair use laws. That's not how it works there, right?
Yeah,
So that's why we always get any kind of Pokemon anything over here gets called now bad, right?
Yeah.
That's why the mod got immediately DMCA'd, right? However, Pocket Pair, the company that has made PALWORLD, they exist in Japan. They have been making this game for the past 3 years publicly in Japan.
Yeah.
They've
got a lot of ground to stand on.
There is a thing where the argument is Nintendo, who is infamously the most aggressive legal team on the planet, has not put up a finger against a publicly made announced game that has been in the works for 3 years.
Yeah.
And remember, fair use laws don't exist in Japan,
Yeah.
and they still haven't done anything.
It's crazy.
So that's why I think, like, dude, I don't think they're gonna get taken out.
It's not just Pokemon. It's blatantly Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
Every time you enter a town, like it's like the cute little fairy
little piano thing. Yeah, exactly.
And like it's the same color text. You start the game by getting like a Sheikah slate, and your goal is to get to the tower. The tutorial is built the same way Breath of the Wild is.
Right.
Where it's just like it can trick you into starting the game with the final boss. Because it's just like level up your base, get some Pokemon, go fight that bitch at that tower over there. And then, if you're new, you go find that bitch at the tower and she will just butt fuck you into oblivion.
Yeah.
But but not only as like I mean, I think like obviously Minecraft because of the crafting element is crazy. But it's just so on the nose. Like there's a pal called Anubis.
Yeah.
And Anubis is like
Lucario, basically.
It's how do you not? It's Lucario.
There's a Pokemon that's Eevee, that's like the white fluffy one in the beginning, that's literally just an Eevee.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like there's a Meowth, but it's a Pikachu. The one
there's I would say Mao is Eevee because Mao is like it's like a little dark cat, but then there's a bunch of different forms of Mao.
Right.
There's like Crystal Mao and shit like that.
Right.
There's some of them, you're just looking at it and you know exactly what Pokemon it is. Like just right off the bat. But
right.
I mean, and then just here's the thing. I hope they don't get sued into oblivion. But I don't see how they're not going to get sued because it's just not only Pokemon but Zelda.
Right.
It's their two of their biggest fucking. If there would have been a Mario ad in that game, Nintendo might as well have gone to the fucking guy's house and killed him in his fucking yard. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost disrespectful.
It's weird, right? So like the fair use laws that don't exist in Japan, like as much as like that you would assume that people would be more aggro against each other.
Yeah,
it's literally like there's a criteria for what is considered an asset that belongs to a certain company. You know, so and unfortunately, by the sheer fact that there are like hang gliders in more than just Breath of the Wild, you know, there's even in that style, you know, like Jack and Daxter, like you can argue like a lot of different like thematics already exist before then and blah blah blah, right? So the sole fact that you're not directly ripping off, it's just influenced or similar is not enough legal action because that's an endless circle that you sit in, right? You know, so that's why I'm like, because Nintendo hasn't had any action, you know, I think the problem is they don't have any like real ground to stand on, you know, especially since it's been in their literal backyard for years, you know. And on top
they
of
might
that,
not have been taking it seriously though, too.
Sure,
just
but
like,
Japan, Nintendo's never not taken everything seriously. You know,
it's true.
They went on an attack on YouTubers because they
Yeah.
thought they weren't getting enough money for the Nintendo products that they were playing.
That's
like
beautiful.
just Jesus,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So it's like, they could have ignored them, you know, but I have a hard time believing they wouldn't at least be aware of this in their backyard, you know, and like see it before it grows. They would chop it real quick. Right?
Yeah. Well, it also just goes to show how well Breath of the Wild and Pokemon were made. That if you just blatantly copy it, you're gonna make a most successful game in the world.
Yeah, well, actually, so I've had this conversation a lot with other people, right? Because it's like, why was Palworld such a huge hit, right? Why? Because it
there's human slavery.
It took three trifectas, right, and blended them together. I don't know if you ever played Ark Survival at all, but that's the one where you build a base. There's dinosaurs everywhere. You can tame said dinosaurs, you know, and use them for dungeons and shit, and have co-op multiplayer. That's Palworld in a nutshell, just with a different skin, you know.
Okay.
So Palworld is in essence the best way to describe it, because people say Pokemon with guns, like that's a tiny drop in the lake of Palworld. You know?
That's only a little bit of what's going on.
Right. I would best describe it. It is Ark Survival as a game with a theme of Pokemon layered with Breath of the Wild, like, you know, flavor. You know, that's the best way I can describe Palworld. You know,
I mean, there's obviously like all the characters are influenced pretty heavy by Fortnite.
Yes.
Right. And like
that's the Unreal Engine look. You know?
It's very Fortnite, like with the pickaxe and everything. But then also Minecraft, like
stock assets,
like the wanting to just spend hours attacking trees to get wood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just so you can build your house as fancy as you want it. Like my house right now, my base, or one of my bases, I found this island in the north, and like it's got this beautiful giant cliff top, and like with this big ramp that goes up to it.
Dope.
So I stone walled off the top of the ramp, and then dug it back as far as I can. So I'm cliffside all around. You can't get to me, or at least the raids, because those raids suck dick. And I built a 4-story house.
Cool.
And it's like wide as fuck too. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I've got, you know, like lamps and all sorts of different furniture, and like I have electricity now. Like I have fucking
dope, dude.
And then like I have a base that's just human slaves.
Okay.
Because you can catch the people.
Yeah. And you can butcher them.
Oh, yeah. You can kill the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
And, like, there's police, right? Like, you can do crime, and that gives you a wanted level, like GTA.
Yeah. You can go attack villages and shit.
Oh,
and
yeah.
whatnot.
Oh, yeah. So, like, I started by I built a base just for fun, caught a bunch of those syndicate bad guys, and then just put them all in the base, like, to mine rock.
Nice.
Yeah. And then
Hell yeah.
I just built them the regular little straw beds. You know what I'm saying? So I've got a human slave
Pretty
base.
vibe. It's you know, it's a whole like regular like village now at this point for you. You're making your own little village.
Yeah, I made my own little Guantanamo. I love it.
Yeah, dude.
I've been
it's
enjoying,
so successful.
I've been
It's
enjoying
insane.
the fuck out of it. Like, I've been, you know, I will just fuck up trees and rocks for hours. It's fine.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's you know, Palworld, if all things considered, right, proves that how starved the world was for a truly like open world Pokemon style game. You know, right? And like when people say like, well, there is open world, right? But like the last couple Pokemon games had like this open world theme, right?
Yeah.
To me,
Arceus was good.
yes, Arceus was good.
I'll take an L on all the others.
The newest one was Violet and Scarlet, right?
Yeah, those were okay.
Yeah, they're all right, you know. But my problem with not PALWORLD, with Pokemon and their open world game so far, right, is that they have the location of an open world, they have the open space, right?
Yeah.
But they're really lacking the world of the open world, right? There's nothing of substance within the game, right? And the argument, the best way, without ranting, the best way I can explain this to anybody who I've had conversations with us in the past, right, is that in a truly open world RPG game, right, there's always a location or a goal that you're going to, right? There's the lake, if you will, right? But there's hundreds of rivers in which you can take to get to said lake, right?
Yeah.
And you can sometimes cross between those rivers and whatnot and like kind of determine how you end up at that lake, right? With Pokemon, especially the most recent ones, they really only have a handful of rivers between each lake,
I see what
right?
you're saying.
You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
There's only so many ways you can approach playing Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Which to me is the lack of a world, right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's like, yes, it's an open world in the sense that you can go walk around in it,
sandbox,
but
yeah.
you're pretty much going to be playing a linear story no matter how
Yeah.
you try it. You can either,
Right.
because what was it? It was like you had the Team Rocket element, which was like the bad kids.
Right.
You had the Elite Four,
And the gym leaders.
and then the gym leaders, and then you had the
giant Pokemon.
giant
thing.
Pokemon, right? So it's like you could just do them as you're close to them,
Right.
or you can be like, I'll do all these, and then all these, and then all these. But,
Right, or in different order.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then, like, boohoo, whenever you want to walk away, it's over. But, like, something like Breath of the Wild was like, every time you started, it's going to be so different.
Yeah.
Unless you literally choose to try to recreate your path.
Right.
And even then, you'll probably still see something different. Because even if you were like, I'm going to start in the southeast every time and then go north and then go west and then south, right?
Sure.
Make the 4 corners and then go hit Ganondorf. Even if you just did that 4 every time in that row, the ways that you sequence the story, like activate the storylines,
Yeah.
the paths that
Your
you take,
approach to them, yeah.
you know, sometimes you're going to be able to fuck up that goblin base. Sometimes you got to get away from that goblin base.
Right.
You know, so it's like, yeah, no matter how you played Breath of the Wild, like, it opened up, or Skyrim.
Yep.
It opened
Great
up
example.
the Fallout, opened up the possibility that every time you play, it could be very different.
Elden Ring, the most
Yeah.
recent game.
Yeah.
You know.
But with Pokemon, it was just like, this is what you were doing with all the other Pokemon games, but we're going to give you a choice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge,
Yeah,
nudge.
yeah,
There-
dude,
you,
like-
you have options, pal.
yeah. It's
Did
like,
you know that you could choose this gym leader in any order? You can go to this one, or maybe even the last one. Ooh.
and not only that, but
just like a fucking.
it was clear that some gym leaders were supposed to be last.
yes.
Right, because I accidentally started the game in the west and I went north, which is the hardest part of the game. That's where the fucking ice is.
Right.
So once I got through the north, the rest of the gym leaders and everything were like scaled too low. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, oh, I actually kind of fucking did this wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then,
Yeah.
but the fact that you even have the thought of I did this wrong means
Not truly an open world like sandbox
Yeah,
game,
yeah.
right? It has the shape of one, but like it's not truly open world.
yeah.
You know.
And Palworld, it's almost like there is no objective. You make that objective.
It's the polar opposite of what Pokemon is right now.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like-
there is no linear thing to do other than the towers.
There's
right?
nothing. Nobody talks to you.
But
you don't
yeah,
fucking talk.
You just do what you want to do.
You know, every now and then you'll see maybe like an NPC at a fire who's got one line to say. There's no. There's why are you there? How did
No.
you fucking
Yeah.
get there? The
Yeah.
fact, like there's a Sheikah slate, but it's only talked to you like once. I'm pretty far. I haven't seen that thing light up once.
No, it's just for you to.
It's
enter
just said
into
in the
game.
beginning, yeah. And like, there's absolutely no reason, but all of a sudden, all of the reason.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you start naked. Now I've got fucking electricity and a fucking shotgun. Like next time I play, I'll finally be able to craft my double barrel.
Yeah, damn.
I'm getting to the point. Yeah, I'm finally at the point
Wow.
where there's like real weapons.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
Like,
Put it on your Pokemon. I mean, pals.
oh yeah. Well, some pals already have them.
Yeah.
Right? So like that Lift Monk guy's got a submachine gun.
Yeah. You get the unlock with the technology for it or whatever. And then,
One thing I did though that's finally started speeding the game up, because in the beginning, like, you're afraid to explore.
Sure.
Because you get butt fucked if you get hit once, no matter what. Even when you have like the level 2 armor, I felt like I'm getting butt fucked every time I step outside. Now at this point, I caught one of the boss Pokemon, like Quivern, and he's like the huge dragon.
Hell yeah.
So I'm basically just like flying around on my Dragonite all day, fucking shit up.
Dope, dude.
He looks like Dragonite if they would have given Dragonite like appropriate sized wings for his body.
Sick.
You know, the huge like,
that's dope.
yeah, and you can run and you can also fly with him, which is pretty cool. Some fly, some run, not all fly and run. So he's like, ever since I got him, now I'm starting to clear all the other boss Pokemon, and you try to do your best to catch those motherfuckers, because one, they're unique, but also they're like alphas, and they're really good in your base. So now I've gotten my base to the point where like my pals are they're mining thousands of wood and stone per hour for me, and I got other ones turning the stones into palladium. So now I have my production line of spheres going, because eventually you start actually getting assembly lines that you build. So I've got my assembly line, and now I can like go into my base, collect my shit real quick, and be like, all right, make me fucking 1,500 Pokeballs. I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? And oh man, it's so fun. Yeah, dude. It's been making literally like, it's been a long time since the game's done that for me, but it's making my days just disappear.
Yeah, dude. And it's like literally there's such a huge market for this, and I really think Pokemon, especially Nintendo, is just taking fat L's as they watch these numbers go up.
Well, they should.
Fucking world, bro.
They should.
They fucking should.
Yeah.
I hell of agree, dude. I so agree, dude.
Like, look what you could have done by now.
Look what you already did with Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you just cutting corners with Pokemon? Dog?
Yeah.
You know this is like one of your like. I always said Zelda, Mario, and Pokemon is they're like fucking trifecta for what they make in their like world. There are other games that they make, sure, but like those three are just the ambassadors.
Yes.
They're the poster children, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like baffling that they are refusing to grow Pokemon further than their linear, like hard stuck design style that they have, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying get rid of gym leaders. I love gym leaders. Always keep the gym leader challenge, right?
Yeah.
But add more to the world that allows you to play in many different ways.
Add gopher quests.
Yeah, something. Like
fucking A.
They had a couple side quests in Arceus, I think.
Yeah.
But like they were just kind of in the middle of nowhere, one-off things. Like there was, the best way I can describe it is like when you try to hype somebody up with Arceus or like Scarlet and Violet, right? Yeah. You're just like, yeah, dude, like they got open world now and stuff, and they're, oh, cool, what's in it? And you're like, trees and
Pokemon,
water.
But you could see the Pokemon now.
Okay, cool. What's around that though? Rocks.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing.
It was like level 1
to talk about.
Yeah, like whereas a game like Skyrim, there's cities and all those NPCs. There's like tons of different stories and different shit that could be triggered that you, as the average player, you might not even ever see because you didn't talk to that NPC, right? Hidden
random
treasures, temples,
pop-up spots, caves, temples, like you said.
Yeah, with Pokemon, you're gonna be playing the same game every time,
right?
Whereas other open world RPGs, you're gonna get a different game.
Like
every time.
The only real control you have over Pokemon to be unique is like what
your party.
Pokemon. Yes,
your party.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, it's like, with RPGs, like with Skyrim, it's like, I'm going to be a bow hunter, or I'm going to be a thief, or I'm going to be just a two-handed rapist. You know what I'm saying? Just a fucking, you get to, like, literally play a different game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, with PALWORLD, the one thing I'm interested in, and you know who else has gone after them, is PETA.
Yeah.
For not only the animal abuse,
butchering,
but
and slavery.
For not having a vegan menu.
Oh my fucking god! Kick rocks.
Yeah,
Kick rocks.
They
dude.
want to.
Jesus fucking Christ.
They
dude.
want a vegan menu in the cooking
Go
element.
kick your fucking balls.
By the way-
oh my god, dude, I hate it.
By the way,
hate
I don't cook.
Fuck you, PETA.
I don't cook shit for my Pokemon. They can.
Fuck you, PETA.
My Pokemon can eat the red berries that they grow for all I give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Yeah. Fuck
There's
you,
your
PETA.
vegan.
Yeah.
There's
Fuck
your
you,
vegan.
PETA. Yeah.
Dude,
Fuck you, PETA.
every now and then I'll like.
Dude, I hate that shit so much.
Every now and then I'll like open up YouTube and watch something that somebody in PALWORLD did, right, to give me an idea of what I want to do next. And I've noticed one thing across the bat: you don't got to feed those asshole Pokemon. You can, I mean, you got to feed them like the berries that they can plant and grow.
Yeah, they
You
feed
don't
themselves.
you don't gotta cook them shit.
No, they just
you
eat
don't
it.
really gotta cook yourself
No,
shit. You can
no.
just eat berries.
No.
Honestly, just berries.
Yeah.
is all you really need is
guys,
all day.
guys, it's a video game.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
you shouldn't put in
Oh.
things. It's a video game. I can't
Yeah.
even begin to explain the
Well-
rationale. It's a game, bro.
Yeah, it's like
Like-
it's almost like because they butt fuck you with the hunger meter. You're
Yeah.
always hungry.
Yeah.
Your Pokemon are always fucking hungry. Your base Pokemon are always fucking hungry. But here's something in an RPG game that I've never seen before personally that I really enjoyed. Custom world settings. So if you change your difficulty level to custom, you can actually adjust all sorts of shit in the world. You can adjust how fast your stamina depletes, your hunger depletes,
Oh yeah.
your catch rate, damage. You can the amount of droppable items in the world at one point, the amount of Pokemon that could be in a base, and you can't just be like, I have a level 1 base, turn it up to 20, and you have 20. You still have to level at the base each
Yeah.
time to get one
Yeah.
more. But
yeah.
there's all sorts of shit. So I fucking cranked hunger down. I was like, this
Yeah.
one aspect of the game I don't care for.
Sure.
And like,
Sure.
and I think that's something I just personally I haven't seen in a different game.
Yeah.
Where you could just be like, I don't necessarily want to play on easy, but some of this shit's stupid.
Yeah.
You know?
You form it to how you want to play.
Yeah, because
yeah.
you know it's got that Legend of Zelda stamina style, where like you try to climb that rock, but you don't know because you might not make it. You know, and like I appreciate that, so I left that alone for the most part. I gave myself a little boost, but
Yeah. Sure. Sure.
but I didn't, I didn't like turn it all the way down to where stamina is not a thing. But hunger, I was like, eat my dick.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I turned hunger all the way down and it's still annoying. So I couldn't imagine getting this late into the game and having it still be on normal or holy Christ, whatever the hard
It would slow
difficulty
you
level.
down quite a bit for sure.
Yeah, it's like you just like you'd be mostly cooking and not progressing.
Yeah, dude. Like literally, if PETA had an issue, right, or still has their issue, right, and you tell them that, like, look, like if the issue is Pokemon pals eating other pals, right, and the fact that you can just turn off hunger across the board, if that doesn't solve the issue, eat my whole ass.
Yeah.
Eat my whole ass, dude. Because
Yeah.
then it's not about that issue anymore, is it? Right? It's about you conforming to what you want specifically
Plus,
to be the solution.
The pals
right?
want you to eat
Like-
them. They nicely wrap up the meat for you when they drop it. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
Also, I loved the choice when it came to leaving the dead pals in the world.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Well, they're not dead. Remember?
Well, some of them are dead.
When you
If
when
you get the
butcher
cleaver,
them,
when you get
yeah.
a cleaver, yeah, they're dead.
When you butcher them, they're not dead. But I
Yeah.
also appreciate the cleverness of when you fight them and like shoot them or whatever.
Yeah.
They actually are not dead. They're like Pokemon. They're like dizzy and fainted, and they're still wiggling and like alive. You know.
Yeah.
But they're not dead. You
Yeah,
know.
you
like
just get, but and they don't let you catch them, which
right.
is probably for the better, because
Yeah.
then you just kill them every single time.
Yeah. There'd be no reason
sport in it.
not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, like I've been enjoying the fuck out of PALWORLD.
It's
Like,
great. It's great.
Like the crafting element, I've never really even been into crafting like that. And like I've got all sorts of ideas of things I want to build and
Nice.
sculpt.
This is kind of like your first survival game, then. I feel like really,
But I'm liking it better than the forest.
the forest
so
is different.
far,
The
but-
forest is different.
Yeah,
The
as
forest
far
is a
as-
little punishment.
yeah, as far as survival, hey, there's punishment in this game. If you let the raids on, like in the beginning, the raids are easy. They'll just send like a couple thugs. But once you start getting like the high level Pokemon that come to raid you and shit, they come through and they fuck you, and they'll break everything.
Oh.
They'll break your defenses. They'll break all your workshop. They'll kill all your Pokemon.
Wow.
Which is hilarious. You come back and it's just bodies all over your camp.
No.
I had one where I had to abandon it. I had to completely abandon it.
Yikes, dude.
I found an area that was just like, it's the highest like concentration of ore in the game in one spot.
Yeah.
So I built a base right in the center of all the ore.
Yeah.
And then I just put Pokemon to mine ore for me all day, because you get to a certain point where you just need ingots and refined ingots from ore all fucking day, and a shit ton of it. So, and like you can only carry so much, even though I put a lot of my investment into weight.
Sure.
So like, you know, building a base on top of a bunch of it where I can transfer back and forth a bunch of it quicker was a good move. And I walled it off, I thought, very well.
Yeah.
And I was incorrect, because these motherfuckers came in and like I died immediately, just so fast. And then just I come back and I like immediately respawn back in the base. I'm watching my Pokemon just get slaughtered, and then I get killed again.
Oh no!
And I'm getting one-shotted because they've broken all my armor and everything. So like, I spawn in, get hit once, die. Spawn in, get hit once, die.
They got guns and shit or what?
Yeah. And then at one point I spawned in on my other base, which is the super far away, on the top of a mountain. Fucking what is it? Fucking like from the Lord of the Rings, Ronin. Nope.
Rohan?
Rohan, yeah, I'm building my own Rohan. It's cliff face.
Word.
All right, and so I go back to Rohan, right, and I'm fucking just watching from the roof of my castle, just everything get destroyed in the distance. So you're like, thank God they'll never get here.
You're watching the lower cities get murdered, you know, and shit. Peasants
like,
screaming
like
and whatnot.
Just nothing I can do about that.
How very kingly of you.
Oh my God, dude, man. So once I built my house, which eventually I'll rebuild. Right now it's all wood. You know, eventually I'll make it out of stone, or we'll see what's down the line. But I started putting lamps in it.
Wow.
Or ceiling lamps.
Fancy.
So I have ceiling lights, and it's huge. Like it takes, for it to be lit up the top floor, I think it took like 8 lamps.
Wow.
Like it is wide. I built it the width of the base.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So what I did was I basically dedicated the back third of my entire base to be this house. So it's huge.
Nice.
But on the level 1, I have a production line. So all my assembly lines are there, all my workshop benches are there, my furnaces are all there. Everything that I craft with my hands is all level 1, and the front wall's missing. Right? So you could just, the whole thing's nice and open.
So the Pokemon can go in and out.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Second floor.
Pals. Sorry.
Pals. See, this is why I think they should be sued.
I know.
Because I say Pokemon too much.
I know, right? But it's not their fault.
Yeah.
It's Nintendo's fault.
It's Nintendo's fault.
For fucking
They
themselves
deserve
over
it.
this,
They
dude.
deserve it.
Yes.
Second floor is where all my Pokemon sleep. I mean, all my pals.
Yeah.
Third floor is a party room, party floor.
Party floor.
Bars,
Okay.
nice furniture,
Nice.
pianos.
Wow.
It's very nice, dude. I got grand pianos. I got 2 on that floor.
Damn.
And then, yeah.
Bougie as fuck, dude.
4th floor is my personal bedroom, which eventually, like, I'll build the walk-in closet in the bathroom. Like, I've got a toilet now and all that. So eventually I'll kind of pimp that out and turn that better. But right now it's just one whole giant floor that's completely lit, and then a bed. Like, that's
nice.
it.
In the center.
Yeah, I haven't done shit with it yet.
Hell yeah.
But, like when I was on a different island, a different fucking island, the kitty corner island to me, and nightfall came, and I was up on top of the mountain, and I can actually see the 4th floor of my house.
Wow.
Because of how well it was lit at night.
Wow.
Ooh,
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I'm going to
Also really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to get some more lamps going.
Yeah.
And get that bastard furnaces going. And,
I only have one base so far.
oh, yeah.
I've only played a couple times so far. But I have one little base that is only like 1 floor currently. And it's all wood, and I'm very nomad style, where all my shit's outside, you know, right? And like all my, even all my handcraft stuff's outside and whatnot. And like the house is for me,
Yeah.
right? Like that's for my little space, and then all of the beds for the animals. Now they're just calling them animals
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Are just surrounding my house, more or less. You
Oh,
know?
okay.
So I have a perimeter of pals in case something happens while I'm sleeping.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
one thing I could definitely suggest if you have time is when your base is about to get raided, if those motherfuckers are far out, switch all your pals to strong Pokemon in your
Smart.
pal box.
Smart,
So
yeah.
then that way it spawns just a bunch of murderers.
Yes.
Because your Pokemon will fuck them up, but a bunch of those little lamb guys can only do so much damage.
Sure, yeah, little babies.
Yeah, like-
I don't have a whole lot of tough Pokemon so
I put
far,
the trucks
you know?
out, bro. I
I'm
get
so
the-
like picky, you know.
Yeah.
I had to adjust my like catching style to just catching everything.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you gotta get 10 of everything.
because, yeah, right, for the XP bonus, right?
Yeah.
You know, but like my play style for Pokemon for the longest time since I was a kid was always I just only caught the ones that I like really wanted.
Yeah.
You know, right? So like I for a while I was like biased. I'm like, no, I had too many of those. I'm like, no, I don't want any of that one. Like that one's ugly. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
But now
now
that
it's like everything.
well, especially now because of like what they can do in the base, because they all have their strengths and weaknesses. So like I have one base right now where all my cotton Pokemon are just in the ranch making me wool.
Yeah.
That's it. They've got a couple berry plantations with a feed box so they don't die and some beds, but that's it. Like I just found an open spot, built crazy walls around it, and I was just like, this is where you guys fucking make me wool. I don't
Nice.
care about anything else you want to do.
Yeah. I just put one alpha as fuck
yeah.
Pokemon there to protect them or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
You
I
know?
have my King Paka.
There you go.
King Paka's he's an alpaca, but he's like compared to your character, he's got to be like 40, 50 feet tall.
Damn.
He's huge.
Holy shit.
And he like runs
King
around
Paka.
he runs around making hilarious noises and like he's the funniest fucking pal in the whole game. He's definitely like a joke.
Yeah.
And he fucks shit up too. Like one of his moves is basically seismic toss. He just jumps up super high in the air and body
Nice.
slams you.
Nice.
And
Hell
he's
yeah.
like he's so big that when you pull him out and you ride him, he's like most of your screen.
Damn.
He's just such
Yeah.
a big fatty.
I got the other one, the deer looking one, the elk one. That's
Oh,
all,
those are
like,
fun.
You know, yeah, I got that one because it's got that like zoom
Yeah.
one. I call it a Pidgeot, but one of the bird ones that's flying around, the big fuck off ones.
Oh,
that
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like a Pidgeotto, you know.
I
Got one of those recently.
that big deer thing, it's hilarious. It can mine wood really well. So when you get the little wood mining thing, he'll just run up and he just bashes his head into it repeatedly, hella fast.
What the fuck?
It's super fast too. He's just bang, 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 just hitting his head against the fucking wood, and you're just watching the little meter just whoop, whoop,
Hey, as
whoop,
long,
whoop.
as long as it works, bro.
Yeah,
Whatever, dude.
But
Oh,
yeah,
man.
once you get to it, because the beginning is like, I guess depending on your skill level. For me, was slow. You know, because I was like, every time I'd venture out, I'd die. I'm not much of a crafter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, I don't. Like, I will go kill Pokemon, but I need something to kill them, so I have to figure this out.
Sure, yeah.
And then you notice you're not even going to get, like, a shitty musket until, like, level 21. Oh, you're like, fuck.
Yep.
All right, so I got to
Yeah, you
learn how
gotta
to
craft.
build all this
Yeah,
shit.
yep.
And then you get to a certain point where, like, you could start getting the bosses, and then your base work becomes crazy. And now I'm almost at the point where I don't need to get resources,
Right.
except for ore. That's the only thing that fucking
Just a lot
I
of it.
just
for
need
bullets and stuff and
need
whatnot,
it.
or what?
for you need it for fucking everything. Like at one point, like it's just you get to a certain point where like almost everything you build needs ingots.
Oh, weird.
And you make ingots out of ore with a furnace.
I guess that makes sense. You're like in like the Iron Age at that point.
Yeah,
right? I
yeah,
guess,
exactly.
Theoretically speaking.
Well, yeah, because like once you get to guns, then everything you need polymer and like carbon fiber and shit.
Yeah, dude. So like now that you've gotten used to this, more specifically, the way that PALWORLD functions, like the UI and everything, it's very much like Arc. Like even the inventory system and like how things have a countdown with expiration date.
Oh yeah.
Like it's very much Arc survival.
Yeah.
You know, so
So-
like, I kind of wonder if you would have liked that game because it's all dinosaurs.
I probably would have.
You know,
Yeah.
Like,
'cause-
you can have a pet velociraptor, and
Yeah.
like they have a fuck ton of dinosaurs too because they have it from all different eras.
Uh-huh.
You know,
I'm
giant turtles and shit.
I'm definitely enjoying this kind of game. Like you know what it is? I think I'm big is like where I was falling off of those pay to win games. Because pay to win's the same thing, except for you can't mine your resources infinitely.
Sure.
Right? So it's like you get a certain amount of game time every day that's free, right? Your dailies, your weeklies, your monthlies, your little challenges that reset every day to all gather resources. Once you've done all of those on a good game, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, then it's like, all right, you pretty much can't do anything until tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you can pay for it.
Yeah.
Right? So
The
with
gotcha
this,
part.
so that's what I like about this game is like, no, you can just go hit trees and rocks.
Yeah.
You do it all you want. Honestly, you can sit there for hours and hit fucking rocks. I don't give a shit.
Yep.
Hit rocks.
Yep, it's all the bit that you wanted out of the gotcha games, but you could never get.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And like that's why it's a big part of like this was the game I've been looking for. Now here's an interesting turn though.
I'm glad I brought
This
it up.
is a beta game.
Yeah, it's an early access.
This is
It's an
a
early
game
access right now.
preview. This is 8 million downloads
Yeah.
at $30 a piece.
Yeah.
For the preview, and we might not see this game for another year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it brings two things. How much bigger do you think it's going to get
Dude.
with this budget?
Dude.
And is it going to be big enough to be replayable?
I don't know if it was arbitrary number or not, but from what I've been reading in like the interviews from like Pocket Pair, the studio and whatnot, and the CEO and everything, right? They didn't have a budget. They were that small. Like, and the number that they totaled out was $10,000 for this game originally, right?
Jeez, so they're at $250 million in sales right now.
Yeah, right. They didn't have any developers. Nobody really knew how to make a game, let alone use Unreal Engine 4, right? They started in Unity, then moved to Unreal Engine because Unity was really laggy and not like just performing well.
Yeah.
They brought in a veteran who like knew how to use Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah.
But I believe he was an animator, not like a designer.
Yeah.
And had to teach everyone how to use Unreal Engine 4, the developers, to develop said game, right? While he's doing the like animating and rigging and whatnot, right? And on top of that, they only had one person, I believe, and she was the lead designer of all of the Pokemon, right? Pokemon Pal. She was the lead designer of all of these pals, right? And like that's another thing too, as far as like I don't know if Nintendo can pursue them, is because they, from what it sounds like, I'm not sure, but it sounds like they have like, evidence that they were generated not through just using AI based like Pokemon references. They like made them from scratch.
Yeah.
From what it sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, to your point, right? Tiny studio, tiny team, grew over time of the 3 years of building said thing, right? But like really didn't have much of a budget and wasn't really expecting to make this a major like title, right?
Yeah.
Launch day comes around for early access.
Right?
Yeah. And 8 million copies of said early access is sold
in a week.
I definitely think the expansion of which the game is going to be available, right? Or like, what, I guess it's a refinement will come into play, I don't know what they use the money for, because you can't always say they're going to use all of it for just making the game better. That'd be stupid, first of all, from a business perspective, right?
Yeah.
From a company who just seemingly has started not too long ago, it'd be idiotic not to take some of that money and reinvest into the company.
I think they were making phone games.
Yeah, they made.
I think they made like 3 or 4. They made 3 or 4 other games.
They made a couple small like crafting based games. Let's see.
And you know who else did something like
Pocket
that?
Pair.
That just came out and blew the fucking socks off of everybody. Was Portkey Games. Portkey when they made Hogwarts.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You're right. You're right. 100%.
It's almost like we're finally starting to see some of these, the beginning of the fall of like these bigger companies.
Right.
Well, like the huge studios, like, what are you going to do, Avalanche, you know what I'm saying, or Activision,
Yeah.
give us another shitty Call of Duty? Oh, Nintendo, you're going to give us the same Pokemon and the same fucking Mario game over and over again?
I super agree. I super agree.
And so, like, now these phone tap game companies are coming out and being like, you guys just are, you guys aren't willing to make anything new, are you? We'll make it.
We'll make it because they have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And that's we've talked about this before, but that is a symptom of what happens when entertainment gets too big and goes corporate, or goes, industry, right?
Yeah.
Like I do believe Hollywood, everywhere, there's a certain like we'll call it ceiling, right? Where once you pass it, the risk of losing money becomes greater and greater, and that leads decisions further and further, right? And it becomes less about creating the art, creating the media, whatever it is, right? And it becomes more about contributing to the business as a whole than it is making that title or that IP. You know?
And I think we're getting to the point now where there's only 2 games that can do that anymore.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's just a winner.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And probably World of Warcraft.
Yeah. Though
I think
they're having some problems.
Because World of Warcraft's been giving you the same bullshit for 30 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And people are just like, yes.
But on theme, however, this is perfect, right? Is Blizzard got bought by Xbox, right, and everything, and Activision as well. The last releases were looking positive to a degree, you know. Like, let's face it, World of Warcraft has never been as big as it was when Wrath of the Lich King and Burning Crusade was out. Like there was like the first couple expansions. That was like the pinnacle of like MMOs.
Were those the ones that were like 12 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When we graduated high school.
Yeah. Like
I remember there was like a really big one when we graduated.
It was just waves. Wrath of the Lich King was huge. Burning Crusade was huge. Cataclysm was for some people and good for others, right? And then it's just Mist of Pandaria and so on and so forth. But it slowly started just tapering off over time, right? Yeah. And Dragonflight, I think, is what is out currently. I think. Anyways, that one apparently was showing some promise, but like wasn't terrible. Then Blizzard got acquired, and then also Microsoft laid off 1,900 employees.
That was I just saw that.
Dude, like I don't remember, but 2 or 3 huge top executives from the company left. So now they're like almost a skeleton from what they were. And mind you, all the people that made World of Warcraft great back in the day, they left the company a long time ago.
Yeah.
They're long gone.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of the reason why it's not so great anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
right?
Makes sense.
So, to your point of this conversation, we might see Blizzard inevitably fall down to no longer a AAA company, and they're just now a like single A company.
Yeah,
you know, right? Or like,
and Activision.
You know, yeah.
Fuck Activision, right? Dude. I'm Call of Duty can eat my nutsack.
Yeah, there's something interesting.
It's broken
for me. I don't care.
It's broken. It's like Madden. Like there'll never be a time where nobody's good at it ever again. Right? Every time you load in Call of Duty, you're gonna be playing with people who've been playing it for 20 years now.
Yeah, it's in their DNA. At
you
this
know what
point.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
like there's never gonna be a time where like that's a new game where everybody has to adjust and build a skill level to it. Same thing with Madden. Like, if you're trying to play Madden online, you're playing Madden with people who were playing Madden on the N64 back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And never missed a copy.
Nope.
You know,
dedicated fans, dude.
Yeah, they're doing shit. They're calling audibles mid-play. You don't even know. Like, you know the button for an audible. You don't actually know what you're doing. You just know that the guys move around. They actually... They're reading your fucking line and like making adjustments and shit like that. Like,
yeah,
it's just like it'll never. Call of Duty and like I guess Fallout probably the same. It'll just always be like that now, right?
Yeah.
There's never gonna be fixed lobbies to play with people who are as good as you. They keep trying. It doesn't work. Because there's Smurfs, and just it's also just kind of broken. It's what it is. Like,
challenge ratings are always arbitrary too, right? Because it doesn't take into account how good you are on some days, and some days you have bad days, and some weeks you have streaks, and other times when like the season changes and new meta and gets nerfs and buffs, and that changes things, and like it's just kind of too it's too arbitrary to really kind of nail down perfectly. League, who's always been that's like their whole shtick is like the competitive scene, right? And they still don't really even have it figured it out. Right?
Because then some dude just makes a new account and then just blasts through just everybody.
Right.
Until he needs to make another
and
one.
It's like a team-based game. What do you do when somebody else just fucking throws the whole game, which that does happen. Whether people want to go, oh, you're just bad. It's like, what do you do with the motherfucker that's just running and face rolling into somebody and like there's 0 and 15 deaths by 10 minutes into the game? You're just like, what do you do?
And the guy who's killing him 15 times, he's now killing everybody. He's basically
a monster.
He's
dude.
basically Thanos.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm not Iron Man.
Yeah,
all right?
yeah, dude.
This
I'm
motherfucker's-
maybe Hawkeye.
Yeah, dude. We're fucked. Like, it's
Yeah,
gonna
dude.
actually take a miracle for us to win.
Yeah, dude.
But you know what? As that guy who's been face rolling and goes 0-15, there's been times where you just get forgotten about.
It's
Right?
true.
And
You just
then-
go and farm quietly.
Yeah,
you know,
and
and backdoor
Like,
somebody.
yeah, I've had ones where like I've done so badly that at one point I would quietly just push the whole lane all the way to the base.
Yeah.
Because nobody would take me seriously.
Right.
They'd see me pop up by the turret and probably just be like, he's going to get killed by the turret anyway.
Yeah. Or he's
And
gonna
then-
back off because he's scared or something.
Yeah,
you know?
like he knows
Right.
better. And the next
Yeah.
thing you know, you're already at the fucking Nexus.
Just brah, brah, brah.
And your whole team's like, what the fuck?
Come get
and
me!
then,
You
all
know?
of a sudden now you're fighting in their base
Yeah, yeah.
instead of them fighting in yours.
Yeah. Or like if you're smart, you know, the enemy team goes back to stop you, and then your team goes and pushes and steals everything while they're
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to stop you.
Yeah,
you know?
so
Like,
it can happen
yeah.
for that guy, but not one in a blue moon.
No.
Fucking once in a blue.
Yeah, dude.
most games is just disappointing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
100%. Right. But I mean, yeah, dude. Like, there's never gonna be like a new Call of Duty that changes the wheel or reinvents the wheel so much that it's brand new for everybody all over again.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just like that. Just for the sake of the conversation, it just never will happen. Right.
But yeah, they're making Hot
And-
Pockets.
Yeah.
It's always going
Yeah.
to be that pepperoni, and cheese.
Right.
It's going to be
And
reliable.
again, let's not pick on just Call of Duty, right? The Madden, like you're talking about MLB The Show,
Oh, yeah.
all the
All the
2K
sports
games,
games.
all the
All
sports
sports games.
games. What else? What's one that we
Fallout
can't,
at this point?
Fallout at this point.
No, not Fallout,
Dog, I'm
I
not
mean-
even excited for
Sorry,
Skyrim,
I
dude.
mean, Fortnite.
Elder Scrolls. Fortnite?
Fortnite.
Oh,
is-
well, yeah, Fortnite's different though.
I think
Fortnite's
Fortnite-
like a single platform, right?
Yeah, but
So-
I think it's going to get to the point where like it's going to get hard to play Fortnite as like an entry level.
Oh, sure.
Like,
Yeah.
beginner,
Well,
like-
to that argument, probably that style of that genre of game where you start
Yeah.
off all with nothing and you all have to find stuff and then fight each other. Right?
Yeah.
That genre of game, like, because I've never played those before. I've never played PUBG. I've
Yeah,
never
we
played
talked
any of
about that
those. Like,
before,
I don't have an
yeah.
interest, you know.
Yeah.
Right. You know. But for the sake of the conversation, as far as like, there's a lot of games that are never going to be fresh and new, you know.
Yeah.
And there's already kind of a scarcity of games that feel fresh and new, right?
Yeah.
There's always games that kind of are copying one or another, or like regurgitating the same format
Well, yeah,
over and over
now
again.
Call of Duty
you
has
know?
Warzone, their
Right.
version of Fortnite.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know where Nintendo really fucked up is that everyone's been visualizing what PALWORLD has given us, you know, for
Yeah.
years, for decades.
Yeah.
You know, we've been like literally everyone's known exactly what
Bro.
they wanted out of Pokemon, and PALWORLD just did it.
I think it maybe took 2, maybe 3 Pokemon games for me to, as a kid, process like,
Mm-hmm.
what if the Pokemon like would attack you
Yeah, or
and
roam
you can
about.
and you can get involved, right?
Mhm,
Like, what if I wish I could jump in here and kick this
Yeah.
fucking Charmander
What
in
if
the
I
face
can like
right now?
turn around the mountainside and then come across somebody who's being attacked by like golems or something? You know,
Oh,
they
yeah.
need my help with my Pokemon.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know? Or
like-
like maybe an avalanche happens and I'm stranded and I need to have a fire Pokemon to warm me up and stay for the night, and I'll make a little bed or something.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
give
'cause
me
that totally
give me
works.
things to interact with in the world that aren't just the stereotypical go in this line until you reach the end. You
Yeah.
know, like dude, that's like Nintendo really is just taking it in the ass right now, you
Yeah.
know. And I really hope they can never do anything legally because they fucking deserve it, dude.
Yeah.
They've been sitting on that goose egg for so long, and then just taking off the pigment,
Yeah,
and
and for-
letting us taste it.
And
you know?
for 10
Like-
grand, some quiet small phone company
Yeah.
came out
yeah.
and gave us all what we wanted.
Yeah, dude. I looked up online. They had a couple other games that were Steam games primarily.
Okay.
But they have Craftopia, so that makes sense why they were good at crafting games,
Yeah.
right? Over Dungeon, which I don't know what that is.
Nice.
Nevergrave, The Witch,
Okay.
and then AA Art Imposter.
All right. So yeah.
These are all Steam games.
Oh, okay. I thought it was phone games. Like,
No, these
like-
are all, but they're all
like
indie.
Portkey.
They're all indie 2D small Steam games. I think Craftopia. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude, they did a roguelike game. So you know, the side scroller like Bullet Hell. Like,
Yeah, those are fun.
roguelike. So they did a roguelike game.
Yeah.
They had a crafting style game, which was their first 3D game. Looks like kind of sorta.
Okay. Okay.
They had 2 other ones, but this was all, dude, within the past 3 years.
Dude, the crafting element is just so cool. Like, I thought about building an actual tower, like a lookout tower, and just building it to the fucking as high as it goes.
Yeah.
And then using that as a means of like travel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Build it
Right.
like 40 stories high and jump off and glider to other islands.
Yeah, and just see what happens. You know,
Yeah.
see if you can make like little points so you can jump over to other bases and shit. You know, that'd be super cool. Yeah, dude, this came out. That one, excuse me. Never Grave they're in development right now. It's gonna be released sometime this year. So they're just launching all of these games
That's crazy.
at once. So that's even more insane that PALWORLD wasn't their only game that they were working on.
Yeah.
Dude.
So
like,
I wonder, I wonder, and kind of going back a little bit here.
yeah.
I really wonder what they're going to do with that $250 million they made, knowing that this is in beta. Also, you know what's crazy?
They're probably gonna divvy it up between
This
their
is the
games.
first time a game has been this horrible buggy, and nobody gives a fuck.
No one cares.
No, not at all. I don't give a shit.
Because the bugs don't matter.
I reload it.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, dude, that proves it.
We sent Cyberpunk to hell.
Oh,
If
yeah.
Cyberpunk would have said beta on it,
Yeah.
maybe it could have survived.
Right.
Because they get to write when you load the game, hey, this is a beta. It's going to break.
Mhm.
And you're like, I accept.
Mhm.
They should have done that. They should have baited out fucking Cyberpunk.
Early access or something, yeah.
Because the glitches in PALWORLD, some of them are terrible.
Yeah.
My Pokemon fall off of the edge of the base sometimes for no reason. And then I just find them just confused on the side of a mountain, like they don't know what to do with
Yeah,
themselves.
like, what happened?
Yeah, or like, you'll go into T-pose randomly.
Yeah.
And just be
Yep.
floating.
Yep.
Or sometimes you go to save. You get in your bed and he just lays there. He doesn't rest
Uh-huh.
or anything, and it doesn't black out.
There's been a couple of times where I've caught a PAL as one of my pals was killing it, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And, like, the item spawn as it died, but I'm definitely still catching something.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, right? Like, there's some interesting little bugs like that. But, like, like, Cyberpunk had, like, game-breaking, like, corrupt your save, like, screw your whole game over kind of bugs,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? So far, it doesn't sound like there was any, like, too game-breaking
I had
games or bugs.
I had one problem
PALWORLD.
where I was decorating my just way too big home, and
Yeah.
I put a bunch of shit down, and then it broke the autosave feature
Sure.
because it was saving too many times in a row, and then it crashed, and I lost everything I built.
Oh, no!
I was like, you fucking
Oh,
bastard.
that sucks.
And I was
dude.
building like nice furniture that you need
Yeah.
like flame organs for.
Yeah,
and,
oh yeah.
like nice like I built like this really nice furnace lookout point where it's a fireplace below 2 big windows, and then I just put like a nice leather couch with 2 nice chairs and a carpet, and like you just sit in front of the fire and you look out into the beautiful sea, and then it erased all of it. And I was like, you
Oh my
bastards.
God,
It took me
dude.
forever lining everything up,
Yeah,
like hella
yeah.
OCD, and making sure it's against the wall. It's not crooked. They're all everything's evenly spaced. Like, I put a little mirror up on the wall and everything.
That sucks, dude. Those are the kind of bugs that would definitely make me like put the controller down for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, like
Yeah,
that sucks.
I never redid it. I just went and did something else.
Yeah. So those kind of bugs are like can be detrimental to
Yeah.
game playthrough for sure.
But, it's got
so
the
far
word-
I haven't had any of those personally.
It's got the word beta on
God,
it, you know?
yeah, exactly.
It's like
early access, dude.
Fucking A.
Where Cyberpunk shit the bed was that they released too early. They kept on
Yeah.
pushing back and adding tech and everything. And from what I heard, they spent more time on the technology at first, which
Yeah.
made them fall behind on like the story and like the main guts of the game.
Yeah.
Which they had to scramble on that, which therein made them late on polishing the tech side of things, right? It's kind of a domino effect.
And like
you know?
I think the advertisers were pushing them to have this deadline.
Their distributors were definitely like, we need to make money,
Yeah.
or publishers or whoever the fuck, right?
Yeah. So they got. but I wonder if Cyberpunk would have just labeled itself a beta and then came out a year ago, which is how long it took them
They
to
probably
fix
weren't
it.
allowed to,
Yeah.
Because there's also like I think
Well,
deals
'cause-
on when you're like official launches for a game.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
Not when you're a $10,000 little studio, though.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
We
You decide
should
when you launch.
Be happy to
That's-
get what we got.
Dude, I've said this for a couple of like years now, like more as of late, but indie developers I think is what has my attention now. You know, like I
Yeah.
don't really like care for AAA like game companies anymore. Like there's not really I'm not stoked for Elder Scrolls 6 like at all anymore, you know. Bethesda's like shit the bed so hard so many times now where
I still didn't play the space one.
Starfield, like, there's 50-50. It's very negative reviews right now. I've heard people who talked about who do like it, right? But I think for me, what is most sour, I guess, or most bitter for me is just Bethesda doesn't have modern game design. You know, right? They know what they know, and they once upon a time were very good at what they did, right? But the people that made, similar to World of Warcraft, that made what Morrowind was good and what made like the lore and the world good in like Oblivion to a degree, and some parts Skyrim, those people are gone also. You know, they're not the same people making the games anymore. You know, so they have like this skeleton of the world, right? But what I've heard through the grapevine, one of my friends, Ricky actually, who is very much like in the studio realm of like how they function.
Yeah.
The reason why they haven't been consistent lately, especially with their worlds, is because apparently their organizational skills are really bad.
Oh,
like
nice.
nobody who made the games what they were back in the day left behind documentation and like their process to be able to recreate or at least follow that process again. You know?
Why would
Like,
you? Fuck. I
so-
mean, you're leaving for a reason.
Right.
You know?
Take that secret sauce with you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
know?
put it in in the eyes of the person who's leaving. Like,
But
maybe it was
that's-
like a fuck you when he left.
And like Todd Howard was also more of a developer, but as the company's grown, he's gone to executive level, and he doesn't really touch, development very often, if at all, right?
Yeah.
So like the people who more or less made the games what they were in Bethesda a long time ago, they're either gone or in completely different roles now.
Yeah.
And that's just a matter of they don't have. The people who are making the games now, all they have is like a reference to what made the games good back then.
Yeah.
But that's it. You
Yeah.
know? So, yeah, dude, it's not that I like, oh, fuck Bethesda, they're garbage now. It's just like, they're not the same company anymore.
No, it's all the big games are starting to just be like, don't trust or rely that they're going to make you as happy as they did back in the day.
Fuck
You know
off.
what I'm saying? Like,
Sorry.
like Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls, Pokemon, exception to Zelda because they've gotten better.
Right.
Uh,
That was the first time Zelda reinvented
yeah.
themselves.
I think it's to the point where like they're just going to be so played out and the same because they want to stick to their shit that, like, you're right. It's the same thing's happening in music.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of these bigger artists are ones that are self-produced now and aren't going with label companies. And same thing's starting to happen with movies.
Yep.
Because it's either you make a Marvel movie or nothing, so then it's going to be indie movies that are coming out.
Yeah, or in that format now.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you make a superhero movie? It's like, no. It's like, well, we're not interested anymore.
Yeah,
It's like,
so
okay.
it's like if you want to get your movie out, you're going to have to make it yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to start seeing more of those, which some of those are awesome. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, Kevin Smith, everything he's ever made started from his own fucking pocket, and he didn't have that much in it. So
There's like there's new blood finally like flowing in that don't need the fucking cog to get your shit out there anymore. You know, right?
Yeah.
Which is amazing, dude. Like for the
'cause
independent artist.
it's everybody's finally going like, this is bullshit and it's broken.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's really not that hard to do all this stuff as it used to be. You know, now that everybody has access to, you can right now put Unreal in your computer and start fucking with
start
it.
making a video game, dude.
You know, EJ,
Anybody can.
EJ was making shit on his computer the whole time I knew him, and he had the same processing software as the guys who were making these crazy fucking games. So
Cool.
So it really is just coming to the point where it's like, fuck, it's like, will the next
Educate
Pokemon even be worth it?
Yeah, right.
know?
Right.
Like-
Yeah,
Like,
the
and that's-
excitement on the releases are no longer there.
Yeah,
You know?
the next God of War. Honestly,
Yeah.
you know,
The last two were great. That's the hard part too. Is the last two were really good.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't play the most recent one, but I heard it was great. The first one that I played, that
It's
launched
really
on,
good.
amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Like it reinvented itself in such a way that still felt like God of War, but
Yeah.
it was almost not better. It was just new.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that even is. I agree with you. I'm not as excited for the next God of War now,
so
right?
It's going to be about indie games and then the recyclables, right?
Mm-hmm.
So every sports game, you can make a new one every year because stats change, players change, rosters change. You know, there's people being drafted every year. There's people retiring, getting injured, changing teams. So, like, you can always make another Madden. It doesn't matter. And then you can, just like MLB and basketball. I think car games, you can always make another Forza because every year more cars are coming out.
Right. Update it.
You know what I'm saying? But then, your Mario, it's like,
No.
all right, man, how many, where's he going this time, I guess? Fuck.
Right.
Why is Peach even fucking with him? Like, she seems real easy to catch. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
I
for
don't
real.
know. It seems
For real,
It
dude.
seems like kidnapping her should be a little harder.
Yeah, right.
know?
Right, or at least
Because in the movie, she was a real bitch. She wasn't getting kidnapped by
You're the
nobody.
real
She
bitch.
wasn't getting kidnapped by nobody.
Say, what are we doing here, man? Yeah, dude. Yeah, and it's unfortunate because there is, not unfortunate is not the right word, but there is a place where a lot of these games or media is clearly not for us. It's for the newer generations, or the young kids who have never experienced Mario or etc. Right? But at the same time, I think that we'll find an interesting kind of crossroads where kids who grew up on the now Sonic and the now's Mario and the now etc. Right?
Yeah.
As they get older and start exploring the internet, right? They'll probably end up finding the roots of those things because it's still very much present, you know? And then I think they will learn like the abundance of something and start the value of that decreasing. I think they will learn that much sooner.
Yeah.
As kids, because we like had the beginning all the way up till now to start feeling like, okay, there's too much of this shit, right?
Yeah.
Whereas they have it from the get go, right? And I don't know what that's going to do with like tastes and personal preferences.
Because they're gonna look at us like they really tricked my old man into buying fucking the same Pokemon game his entire life.
Yeah,
and then leaned on that until where he kept playing them into his 20s and 30s.
Yep.
But they literally lean on us as these big companies. They go, "You'll buy it, bitch, you'll buy it."
Yeah,
You
they know
what
they
I'm
will.
saying? Here's
Yeah,
another
yeah.
Mario.
Whereas they can just play Fortnite and go like, yeah, this is the same game that always just gets updates.
Yeah, it's free.
And exactly.
It's
right?
free. Why would I pay $60 for a game I could play for 10 hours and I'll never play it again?
You know
what I'm
dude.
saying? Like,
Dude, honestly, that's probably why we're seeing the trends in video game companies now and like the layoffs and the games not going so well is that there is a very much a huge amount of people, gamers in the younger generations that don't really buy into the buying the same game over and over again. Like they really don't.
well, it's like like I get the new God of War for $60.
Yeah.
And I'll play it, and I'll enjoy it, and it'll be done, and I'll be done with it. It's over. Or I can play Fortnite, which will never get old.
Right.
For free.
Yeah.
Will constantly update and change for me, whether I like it or not, and can last forever.
Yeah.
Why would I spend any money on God of War?
Right.
Like,
Or
it
even
seems kind of pointless.
Or even just like the fact that like they would probably buy like Shadow of War or God of War, but it would be one time to play that type of game. Like it wouldn't be multiple times over and over again.
Yeah, or they'll just watch somebody else play it on YouTube.
Sure.
And Steam and Twitch. Like they'll just be like, I wonder what that one, because there's plenty of people that'll, that's why these companies exist, that are more than okay with just watching somebody else play it.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't really, like, that game looks really cool. I'll watch somebody who's really good at video games play it, because I'm not, I just.
Yeah, I wonder, I feel like Twitch probably started all of that for sure.
Yeah.
But like Let's Plays has always been a thing on YouTube.
Well, no, I mean, even as children, there was always that one kid that was like, no, it's okay, I like to watch.
Yeah.
Like, that's deep rooted.
Totally.
That goes all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah. But as far as like a media that like, or a way of playing,
definitely Twitch.
like Twitch, I think, really put that shit on the map.
Yeah.
You know, like 'cause
YouTube
Let's
probably
Plays-
started it.
right? Because Let's
Yeah.
Plays was on YouTube for sure.
Yeah,
you know?
and Angry Video Game
know,
Nerd.
And then when competitive video games became like esports started becoming more of a thing, you know,
Yeah.
which is not. It's kind of not anymore now.
Yep,
Now
it
you
had
think
its
about it.
moment. They're not athletes again. Fuck you guys.
But you know that was a come up, and then I think that's around the time that Twitch was a thing.
Yeah.
And they probably got all of that benefit from esports being a thing.
Yeah.
Right. And now because of that popularity, it almost because I remember seeing news like on like other like news I can't name any right now. I guess like CNN or like KSSB or whatever the
Fox,
fuck. I don't fucking know.
KTV,
I don't watch news at all and go fuck.
Yeah.
Anyways, but like there's like headlines on like YouTube of like, oh, these anchors making fun of esports, but the fact that it's made it into the news shows that it's making waves and numbers somewhere.
Yeah,
Right. And
yeah.
I think after that point, from then on, watching video games in some capacity was now like a market on the table.
Yeah.
For every company across the world now.
Oh yeah,
you know?
people will fucking all day, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, hot chicks learned that they could just sit there half nude and make more than the Twitch streamers.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like all the male
Big
Twitch
booby
streamers.
dude.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're good at that shit or not. Like,
Whatever.
I don't even know what game she's playing.
Yeah, dude.
This is
And
great.
they'll give them money too. That's the
They'll give 'em a
wild
lot of
part.
money.
That I don't understand. That I don't get. And I think that's a psychological problem, dude. Like,
Oh, yeah.
how much time do we have?
I think it's
we have time to get
porn.
into that shit,
it's,
dude.
It's
We got
porn.
like 10 minutes.
It's porn. It's porn. It's chatterbait with a video game.
Yeah, but dude, like,
Yeah, but
you're
dude.
paying money for them to not really pay attention to you.
Dude, not
you
only
know?
that, but on
Like,
Twitch, it's like
dude.
it's not like they're gonna fucking pull their vag out and start stuffing it on the camera on Twitch.
Right?
Like,
Yeah, like it's
At least chatterbait, everybody's throwing money and just be like, dance,
right.
whore.
So it's not even like like porn. You know,
Yeah.
it's literally just like this weird.
But it functions like porn.
It's like they're searching for like attention, you
Yeah.
know, but it's like that weird line just before porn.
Yeah.
You know, I don't understand it, dude.
I don't understand.
I don't get why you would spend money on a titty streamer.
I don't
get it.
I don't
dude.
understand the guy who's like trying to have a real conversation with the titty streamer on stream.
Oh yeah,
As
yeah.
if he's gonna like go home with her.
Yeah,
Right?
Fucking
You're like, dude, there's like 1,500 dudes watching this conversation.
yeah, dude, and like you know that she's just farming you right now.
Yeah.
Right, like 100%.
Yeah.
It's this guy's getting engagement with this girl. I'm gonna start typing too and see if I can get engaged. She's just farming, dog.
Yeah, she needs
she's
the
just
money.
farming, bro. You know that's why I don't get that shit, dude. I don't understand. I really don't understand. Are you getting the call right now?
Yeah, not important though.
Oh,
I
word.
just want to make sure it wasn't gonna ring.
No word.
No, I mean like it's said on a whole different level, but
Yeah.
I guess there's those guys who just never got attention from the opposite sex.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And those guys would probably be the same ones watching people play Fortnite on Twitch.
Yeah, and maybe they're too shameful to like do the chatterbait stuff and whatnot.
Yeah, you know, they were anime kids before it was cool.
Anime.
You know, like before it was like
Yeah.
widely
Popular.
accepted.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
there was maybe one girl in the group, but she smelled and she was kind of very masculine, like energy, like wants to be one of the boys and
We're the boys.
only falls in love with like a black guy every couple of years for some reason, right? Like and then disappears and comes
Yes.
back. It never makes any sense whatsoever.
There was a couple of those.
Yeah, but like those are the kind of guys who I could see like on Twitch just like trying to get attention for money. Mm-hmm. But at least at Chatterbait, it's like, because here's the thing with Chatterbait, we're here to jerk off, right?
Yeah.
It's a little weird when you think about it sometimes, like when you're, because you know I don't participate in the chat.
Yeah.
I have an account so I could favorite, just
Word.
like Mike and I
Okay.
did that, and
Okay.
you know I've never opened up the chat once because I can't imagine like, you know, you kind of get into reality, you see the number, it's like, oh, there's 16,000 people watching here. You're like, so 16,000 dudes right now with me are all holding our hard dicks.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
watching this bitch
All
in
at once.
essentially a cage.
Uh-huh.
You know, she feels safe, but she's in a cage.
Yeah.
We're all coming all over the outside of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So to be the guy who's trying to hit on her and have a conversation with her while all these other dudes are standing in the circle also naked jerking off. It's like, it's like being the one guy with too much charisma at a gangbang. It's like she's blowing everybody.
Like,
all
chill
right?
the fuck
Like,
out, bro.
Like, honestly, like everybody's, we're already here.
Yep.
We made it. And then when you take that to Twitch, it's like, what do we do? Are you guys all jerking off? Or are you guys, what? Are you guys falling in love? Is that what this is?
Yeah, right. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Are you mostly underage kids that probably shouldn't be here in the first place?
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, man. Some of those Twitch streamers, they're just like a hair away from OnlyFans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're just it's all, I mean, they're kind of smarter because they probably make more money, if not the same amount.
Of course.
And they don't have to show their actual nipples or anything like that. But some of them, I swear to God, it's just like, I don't know how this wasn't flagged.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, too, where, like, it's sure, you're making money. More power to you. You know, make some money off dumb fucking kids, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Right? At the same time, like, don't act like you're not doing what you're doing, you know?
Oh, yeah, I'll never take you seriously.
It's fine. If you say, like, I know what I'm doing, I'm farming, then I'll respect you infinitely more.
Yeah.
Because at least you're not going like, nah, I'm just a personality and I like video games and I have a really good community. And I'm like, yeah, you have a good community for your tits.
Yeah, you're a prostitute.
Like just, dude, like, just call it what it is.
You feel better because there's no physical act going on, but you're a fucking prostitute.
Yeah.
You're a prostitute with crazy numbers compared to one that's on the streets.
Yeah. Yeah, making
that
money.
bitch can only take so many dicks a day. You've got 33,000 motherfuckers jerking off to you daily.
Right.
That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
And potentially maybe not even jerking off, dude.
Also, I think
maybe just like hanging out, and staring at tits all day.
I think they should take the view count off porn videos.
Yeah?
I just don't like it.
Why?
I don't like being like, 42,000 other dudes thought this was a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like the tribalism behind it?
I don't know. I think I like looking at the little gifts and seeing
just
what's
a bunch of men go, good one.
Yes.
Oh, good one. Yes.
What's her name? Fuck you.
Yeah, the
Your mom's pussy.
The comment section in Pornhub is always fucking hilarious.
Dude, the comment section in Pornhub,
funny, bro.
that's a Thursday afternoon read right there.
Yeah, dude.
You'll find some funny goddamn shit on Pornhub.
There's some good ones like post nut clarity when you're good, and then you scroll down, start cackling for a couple minutes.
Oh my
these
God,
motherfuckers!
Some of the shit these people say. And then there's the guys who comment on porn like.
Yeah,
they're gonna find this bitch one day and marry her.
No, I see a lot more of like the guys who are super meta that were all on a porn site.
Oh yeah,
those ones are actually genuinely hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. Yeah, but there are a couple of ones that are just like, oh my God, like you're so hot. Like, do you have a website? Acting like it's like that this is some other person, probably a dude, posting this video on this. Like it's this is not the actual person.
Oh, you're so beautiful.
Like, come the fuck on, dude.
Like, all right, relax. Hold on now.
Chill. I bet you those are like old people or really young people.
Well, also it's like
one of the two.
Most porn you see is like old porn.
Yeah,
like it's not
shot a long time ago.
Yeah,
so all the new stuff's on the actual website where you have to pay for.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Like when you're seeing a Brazzers video on Pornhub, it's probably like 5-10 years old.
Dude, I get so irritated with all the fucking ads every time, dude. The whole Brazzers is free. Like I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm not going to.
So is Pornhub, bitch.
I don't care.
Pornhub's never asked me for an email.
Yeah, kiss my ass,
for
dude.
a phone number. Pornhub doesn't even want to know my name.
Yeah.
We're okay.
We're not exchanging any information at all.
We have a beautiful silent relationship, Pornhub and
yeah.
and I'm gonna aims to please to keep it that way.
Need your mouth to be shut.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like,
okay.
no, thank you.
Now move aside, you fucking fat lard.
Yeah, dude. No, I would no fucking chance. But one thing that is interesting, if you wonder how old, like, if you ever every now and then you'll find like a porn star and you're like, all right, I'm gonna remember that bitch's name for like the next week or two.
Instantly forget.
Right?
Yeah.
No, sometimes you remember. But
yeah.
There's some.
I've done that before, and I always forget.
I've got some top porn stars in my head right now that I can name. That's an easy search right there. But
getting one, yeah.
Yeah, every now and then you find one that's like, wow, all right, that bitch is hot. I'll watch her get fucked by everybody. Yeah.
That's an odd statement. I love it.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, I forgot where I was going with that.
That's okay.
But yeah. Sometimes you remember one, like, and then you go back to it over and over. Oh, and then if you want to know how old that porn was or how long ago that shit was, you find her Instagram or her OnlyFans.
Oh.
And then you'll notice they have like all of a sudden like they have a bunch of tattoos. And they look different. Maybe they've had plastic surgery. Yeah, it's like, and then you go back and you type in their name again, and not one of them has any of those tattoos. Or that's like, oh yeah, it's because like that's all old as shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
At least like 5+ years or something.
Yeah. Like,
maybe 3.
It's like, oh, today she actually looks a lot fucking different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
still making money off that shit though.
Well, there's so much of it. It doesn't matter. It's infinite archive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They spend like probably like a month plus recording shit.
I will never need new porn.
No.
It's just not necessary.
Especially with stuff that just kind of on like slowly updates over time, you know.
Eventually it's all going to come out.
Fine.
You know what I'm saying? There's nobody on the market today, like unless like it was somebody I knew, right? And out of curiosity alone, I think I'd like, all right, like let's say we found out a girl from our school is doing porn, and it's on Brazzers, and she's like one of the new stars.
Oh.
I'd be like, all right.
Out of curiosity, male curiosity,
and I'm proud of her.
Oh sure,
you know what I'm saying?
I bet you are.
She's big in the industry now. She's fucking huge. She's the next Steven Seagal.
You're proud of you. I'm so proud of you. As you zip.
She's gonna be the next Steven Seagal eating all that dick. He's fucking eating dick on camera just like our idol.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh god, dude. I'd be like, all right, yeah, I want to see what's going on.
So, full circle, PALWORLD, final verdict.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Wonderful. Not going to stop playing it.
No, yeah, I agree.
Definitely when the real game comes out, even starting at 0, I think at this point I'd prefer to start at 0.
I want to do the co-op thing because I know you have it on Xbox. Okay, so we can't play with each other, but unfortunately. But
yeah, we'll get there.
Well, eventually we should do multiplayer. That'd
I have it off for now because I don't want people fucking my shit up.
Yeah,
I'm trying to explore.
Well, you can do multiplayer with nobody on it.
Oh, I know, but like as far as opening up the server to all 32,
sure.
I'm not gonna do that ever, dude. I don't want to fucking deal with that.
You make a whole new world for that.
It's like where are you gonna make your base?
Yeah,
and then
all the other people invading your shit, probably.
Not only that, but you're settling. Anywhere you make your base, you're settling.
Yeah,
because all the cool spots will definitely be taken by people who will fuck your shit.
Or you start the thing and just immediately go over there.
Bro, I got to the point where I can make landmines now.
Damn.
All right, fuck with me. All right, fuck with me, dude.
Come at me, bro.
Come within 100 yards of my shit. You're getting fucking blown to pieces.
Hell yeah. I kind of fucked myself because where I put my base, like I'm up against like a rock formation, cliff face with a waterfall, and like part of like where I can put my base is on the upside of the cliff behind me. You know, which is a little bit weird, but oh well.
I know where you're at. I did my first base right on top of that cliff.
Oh,
so I lost a bunch of space to the hills around me.
Oh, yeah.
But it's easy to, it's a little bit of a commitment. But if you pack up your PAL box, it'll automatically take apart most shit.
Yeah.
And then you can move your base around. But once you can have 2, that's when you can move your first base. Because what you do is you put a chest by each PAL box. Mm-hmm. So you gather all your shit and you put it in the chest, fast travel, and then put it in, take everything you can to the other one and fast travel and immediately turn around and put it in that chest and then go back, get more, and then you can basically take everything and put it by one from your old base and then slowly but surely take everything you can and weight from it, fast travel and put it into the one right next to your new base to where you don't even have to move.
Wow.
Like you want to be able to, because if you're super weighted, you can't move.
Right. But you use the fast travel points.
But if you use your storage and your fast travel, if your storage is so close to your fast travel that you don't have to move, then it doesn't matter.
Makes sense.
You'll be stationary through the fast travels.
I've also seen people use the grappling hook. Because apparently even if you're over encumbered, you can still use the grappling hook to grab on something and launch forward. So you have just fast travel to your PAL box thing, and then you just grappling hook to your boxes.
That's smart.
And then you just pop them in.
Fuck, I didn't even think about that. I barely use my grappling hook.
See, dude, layers, bro.
The level 1 grappling hook is just such dick, and I didn't even think about going for the level 2 or level 3, so
yeah.
Now I gotta get that grappling hook. Fuck, I'm gonna go and play PALWORLD.
PALWORLD, get it. Play it now. Thickness, all lowercase. God damn it.
Everybody's stealing everything.